Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your. It's not easy for an NBA team when their best players suffer injuries. It causes great concern, especially when it comes to the playoffs. Jimmy Butler suffered a frightening injury and Warriors fans are restless and hoping that Butler returns to the court as soon as possible. There is medical information that Butler will be out of the next game, and he will be re-evaluated again to see his health conditions. The Warriors do not have a player on the bench who can do the same job as Jimmy Butler. The Warriors are in a difficult situation in the playoffs, due to Jimmy Butler's injury. Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors are not completely out of the woods yet, but they can heave a sigh of relief after the X-ray result on his tailbone injury came back negative. Butler awkwardly landed hard on his back in a scary fall with 1:51 left in the first quarter after Amen Thompson collided with him underneath the basket. "I haven't seen the replay," Golden State coach Steve Kerr told reporters when asked what he thought of Thompson colliding with Butler. "I asked our guys behind the bench, and they just said it looked like there was some physicality on the rebound, and I think Thompson just inadvertently found himself underneath Jimmy just based on the tug-of-war that was going on there. So we didn't think there was anything wrong with the play." The Warriors ruled Butler out for the remainder of the game because of a pelvis contusion, which hastened their 109-94 loss to the number 2 seed Houston Rockets that tied their first-round series. "I feel terrible for Jimmy," Kerr said. "Hopefully, he'll be okay. He's going to get an MRI tomorrow, Thursday." Butler immediately flew back to Golden State to have his MRI while the rest of the Warriors spent the night in Houston. "Jimmy always says he's going to be fine, but we have to wait to see the MRI result," Kerr added. Underscore 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 underscore. Jalen Green torches Warriors. The Warriors were down 8 when Butler left. Without Butler, the Rockets led by Jalen Green feasted on the Warriors' suddenly vulnerable perimeter defense. Green bounced back from a 7-point performance in Game 1 with a historic 38-point explosion in Game 2. He became the youngest player at 23 years and 74 days old in Rockets franchise history to score 38 points, surpassing franchise icon and Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon, who was 23 years and 95 days old on April 26, 1986, when he did the scoring feat. Green also became the youngest guard in NBA history to record at least 8 three-pointers in a playoff game. Behind Green, Alperen Sengun, and Tari Eason, the Rockets built their largest lead, 40-20, midway through the second quarter. Houston's young trio combined for 45 points in the first half. The Warriors had no answer, with only Stephen Curry scoring in double figures with 11 after the first 2 quarters. Without Butler, the Rockets had one less defensive problem. They blitzed Curry, whom they held to 20 points on 6 of 15 shooting after scoring 31 on 12 of 19 shooting in Game 1. Underscore 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 underscore. Jonathan Kuminga rusty in series debut. Filling in for Butler, Jonathan Kuminga was inserted back into the rotation. But after not playing the last 3 games, Kuminga was rusty. The 22-year-old forward shot a measly 4 of 12 from the field to finish with 11 points in 26 minutes. Kuminga averaged 21.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.8 assists in 4 games against the Rockets in the regular season. It's Kuminga's second highest scoring average against any single opponent this season. If Butler misses Game 3, Kuminga will play a prominent role. "Hopefully Jimmy will be able to play," Kerr said. "But if not, we have to go through our options and put together a plan." Steph Curry reacts to Jimmy Butler's injury in Warriors-Rockets Game 2. The Golden State Warriors suffered a tough 109-94 loss in Game 2 of the first round as the Houston Rockets have now evened the series, 1-1. The Rockets got out to an early lead and never looked back. The biggest story of the game came late in the first quarter, when Jimmy Butler suffered a pelvis contusion after a hard fall. The forward has been a key piece in unlocking a dominant second half of the season for Golden State. He suffered the injury after colliding with Rockets forward Amen Thompson on a rebound. After the game, Warriors star guard Stephen Curry gave his thoughts on Butler's injury. In Game 1, the duo combined for an incredible 59 points. Curry noted that Butler's exit definitely changed the dynamic of the Warriors' offense. Expect adjustments from head coach Steve Kerr in Game 3, whether Butler is healthy or not. If he's not out there, I'll carry a lot of the lift and the load on trying to create shots and create advantages, Curry said. There's a couple of plays that we call for him specifically, but the rest of it is just trying to make the simple play. Since Golden State acquired Butler at the February 6 trade deadline, the team finished the regular season 23-9 and ranked top 10 in both offense and defense. The Warriors will now head back home for a 2-game home stand at the Chase Center before going back to Houston for Game 5. Butler is set to have an MRI for his injury on Thursday, giving a better understanding of his timetable. Steve Kerr says Warriors will rethink everything after Jimmy Butler's injury. All Golden State Warriors fans are waiting patiently for a big update on Thursday. That is when Jimmy Butler will undergo an MRI, and his immediate future will then be determined. Butler suffered a hard fall on Wednesday night during Game 2 against the Houston Rockets, and he could be sidelined for some time. If that happens, head coach Steve Kerr admitted that everything will change. I mean, if Jimmy's out, we have to rethink everything. Like rotations, who starts and the best combinations and all that stuff, Kerr said. Hopefully Jimmy will be able to play, but if not, then we've got to go through our options and put together a plan. Kerr still hopes that Butler can play in Game 3, and he's not alone. But there is a very real chance that Butler has to sit out at least 1 or 2 games. Kerr and his staff are surely hard at work figuring out what they would do without Butler. They have options, such as Jonathan Kuminga, but the loss of Butler is about so much more than just the points he has been putting up. He has been a crucial part of the team's culture and chemistry, and has been a dogged defensive player too. Butler has been a terrific fit for the team and a wonderful second option behind Steph Curry, and now he could be gone right after the Rockets evened the series at 1-1. He has helped turn the team's season around, and most people agree they wouldn't even be in the playoffs if it weren't for Butler. Kerr and everyone else hope he's back as soon as possible, but they are being realistic and planning accordingly. Draymond Green sends clear message after Warriors playoff loss. The Golden State Warriors were hoping to capture another game on the road on Wednesday to take a 2-0 series lead in their first-round playoff matchup against the Houston Rockets. Instead, they ran into multiple problems in Game 2. Jimmy Butler, the man who turned almost everything around for them when they traded for him in February, left the game early after taking a nasty spill and suffering a pelvic contusion. Guard Brandon Podziemski was feeling under the weather, and Steph Curry scored just 20 points on 6 of 15 field goal shooting. The Warriors fell 109-94 to Houston, and Draymond Green stated a simple truth about how things went. I thought it was a little less physical than Game 1, he said. Green shot just 2 of 6 from the field and had almost as many turnovers, 5, as points, 8. On a couple of occasions in this game, he lost his cool and got overly physical with Houston's Dillon Brooks, Amen Thompson, and Tari Eason. As a team, Golden State shot just 41.3% from the field and was out-rebounded 47-33. During the regular season, the Rockets were 5th in defensive rating and 1st in rebounding percentage. Golden State head coach Steve Kerr said after the game that Butler will have an MRI to determine the extent of his injury. It's an injury that could single-handedly determine the outcome of this series, as it is hard to imagine the Warriors advancing without the 6-time All-Star forward. The Warriors finished the season 23-8 once Butler made his debut with them, and he has taken them from a play-in tournament team to, in the eyes of many, a legitimate championship contender. Steve Kerr makes bold Draymond Green statement after Warriors-Rockets game. On Wednesday night, the Golden State Warriors lost to the Rockets in Houston by a score of 109-94. With the loss, the series is now tied up at 1-1. Draymond Green finished with 8 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals and 1 block while shooting 2 out of 6 from the three-point range in 31 minutes of playing time. Via Warriors on NBCS, Fred VanVleet and Draymond Green exchanged words during the timeout, and both teams had to be separated. After the game, head coach Steve Kerr spoke about Green when he met with the media. "Kerr, he's a competitor, he's always gonna be in the mix. I'll ride with Draymond forever. The guy's an amazing winner and competitor." Green is in his 13th year, all with Golden State. The 2017 Defensive Player of the Year finished this past season with averages of 9.0 points, 6.1 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 1.5 steals and 1.0 blocks per contest while shooting 42.4% from the field and 32.5% from the three-point range in 68 games. Via Bleacher Report, Rockets fans start "Fuck you Draymond" chant. Game 3 of the series will be on Saturday night at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Via ESPN's Om Yamasak, Steve Kerr says he will always ride with a competitor like Draymond Green. Kerr would prefer the fans use a little more discretion than chanting, "F you Draymond." Kerr says Green is a father with kids watching. Green has helped lead the Warriors to 4 titles since 2015.